Okay. See if anybody's awake this morning.
I hope some people are.
You think some people will be awake this morning, Charlie?
Maybe.
Well, it's tough, you know. It's Saturdays with all these other things going on. It's not easy.
Nope. Nope.
We are still in the midst of soccer, and I think a lot of people have soccer in the morning, and that's the challenge on these days.
Yeah.
I am wearing
Wakanda.
a fun new shirt that Ryan hooked me up with. He wears this one a lot on his live streams and on his videos with Tom, and I had told him that I really liked it, so he helped me make this happen, and that is so cool. It just makes me laugh. I have a student who wears, in 3rd grade, wears a shirt for the band, right? Because it's a joke. They're not old enough for the Wu-Tang Clan, but there's a Wu-Tang Clan. This is the Wu-Tang Clan symbol, and it's a fun shirt. My student wears the Wu-Tang Clan shirt, and I told him, well, soon I can, potentially wear this Wakanda shirt as well. So when you girls kick the table, it moves things. So just be careful, all right? We are here for Saturday Morning Comics. We've already got 5 viewers in the room. I see the Comic Core is here. They're up early. You guys were up late last night, tearing it up. And Sam, you are consistent, man. You are always around. You are always putting in the effort, always doing the extra leg. So I appreciate that, man. But we're just having a nice chill Saturday. We just had breakfast, egg sandwiches. I made some egg sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls have been reading a bunch lately, just powering down reading. So I thought it'd be fun, like usual, to share some of the stuff we've been reading. Alec is at work. Whitewell Comics is working on a Saturday. That's he's getting that green so that he can afford to make more videos or buy some more cool books. So does somebody have something they really want to share first?
But how about show our outfits first?
Oh, you want to share our outfits? So I shared my shirt. What are you wearing, Kate?
I'm wearing something from Miraculous. Like, his name's Cat Noir. It's my
Oh,
favorite.
and you shared those on, I think, our first Saturday Morning Comics.
Yep.
You were wearing, or you were reading the Miraculous
ones, yeah.
comic books.
I'm wearing Spider-Girl, which Kate wore in the Halloween video, if you haven't seen that yet.
Oh, in the Halloween video we put on Instagram, yeah. Kate was wearing this costume, right?
No, I was wearing red.
Oh, you were wearing red. You were wearing this.
No, I was wearing
Supergirl? Harley Quinn. Okay. So we have a bunch of costumes. Dress up is very popular at our house.
I wore that in my first video.
In your first video?
Oh, yeah, she wore this first video.
Oh, one of our unboxings or something?
No, like the first Vision Scarlet Witch show.
Oh, you did. Good memory. Jeez. So if you dig back in our archives and find Kate's review of Vision and the Scarlet Witch from the 1980
You don't even have to
something.
watch it. You just find it in the cover. It's just Kate in the outfit, and you can just see that.
There's a picture of you. You can see Kate wearing it?
Yeah, you can see Kate wearing it. You don't even have to watch
She knows our thumbnails. Look at her. She knows exactly what we're talking about. So Charlie's already got a book she wants to share. She's a big fan of this series, but mostly because she loves dogs. So it is.
It's called Dog Man. If you guys heard of it, by Dave Pilkey. And I like it because it's really cool. And I like the drawings because it kind of shows kind of cool. You can see an adult that can draw like a kid, and you think that it's a kid who draws this, but it isn't. It's a grown-up, and it's really cool because I love dogs, and it's really funny. And the cat makes up these funny jokes, but they don't make any sense.
So you're talking about Dave Pilkey's art style, Charlie, being like a kid's art style.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Dave Pilkey's pretty popular with kids these days. His whole Dogman series and doesn't he do the Captain Underpants?
Yeah, he does.
He's very popular right now.
And Super Diaper Baby. And
Super Diaper Baby?
Yeah, and there's one called Frankenfart and the Evil Robot Bunnies.
Excellent. Good title.
Frankenfart.
Funny.
But Charlie in particular is a Dogman fan. And how many Dogman books are there, Charlie?
Let's see. It goes up to like 6.
6 Dogman books.
And we have a lot of them.
Yeah, this is the newest one though. It just came out recently,
Yeah, it
right?
just came out.
Brand.
So this is
Okay.
sorry, Dogman, Lord of the Fleas.
Which he isn't like, it's a dog and he has fleas, but it's mostly about the bad guy, which is P, the cat. And it's also really funny because it doesn't, all the jails, because there's cops, it doesn't just say jail, it says cat jail.
They have a separate jail for the
There's
cats.
separate jail
There's
for
stuff like
cats.
frog jail, dog jail,
Dog
baby
jail.
jail,
Yeah, so there's
slug
jails.
jail, like all these silly.
And then there's
I'm learning stuff.
there's nothing that just says jail. It's just,
And
and
then
the fleas is actually a group. The fleas are the bad guys, so Petey's not the bad guy.
That would make sense that dogs and cats would
And
hate
it's
fleas.
a pig, a frog, and a monkey. And they're only called fleas. Let's see. Because the F stands for,
Oh, it's an acronym?
Yeah,
Each
it's
letter
an acronym.
stands for something?
the F spells,
Look
it
at
says
this.
it's an acronym for Fuzzy Little Evil Animal Squad. Fleas.
There you go. Learning something cool about that.
And then the monkey and the frog are saying, I'm not fuzzy, I'm not tiny. And they're just arguing. And he's like, it's too late. I already ordered a mug.
Oh, Gabriel's here. Good to see you, Gabriel. Tony Sanders is stopping by on his way to work. Tony is likely to be one of our future guest stars on Comic Book Club, Book Reading Club. Sorry, I'm getting it all wrong. New Comic Book Day Book Club. Tony Sanders, we're in discussions to find the best book and the best week for him because we want to make sure Tony is involved because he has been OG supporter for the book club, and we definitely want to make sure Tony is involved soon. So thanks for stopping in, Tony. You rock, man. Okay, so that was Dogman. Kate, what have you been reading? You got one?
I have been reading,
Is it one you're done with that you really enjoyed?
yes, Augie and Me. I know the movie Wonder just came out, right?
About, yeah, in the last year, there's a movie called Wonder.
And book Wonder's like right here. And then there's another book that's like Precepts. And this is like the one with like from all his friends' point of view. And the bully's point of view and like all these things.
So the book Wonder is a really great book. I've read it, and our school usually has a 5th or 6th grade class that reads it. It's a great story about looking and feeling different.
Yeah.
And I know that that movie was pretty popular. It had, I think, Julia Roberts in it or something. This is not really a sequel. It's more like 3 short stories
Yeah.
that sort of go with that.
It's like from different people's point of view.
Right. How do you like it? If you've read Wonder, and you've read the Precepts book, which is really just a bunch of great quotes that are used somewhat in the original book, and then you've read this, how does this one fit with those other ones?
You mean like where does it fit?
Which
in?
one's better?
Oh,
Is Wonder still the best one, and then these other ones are like, they're good, but they're just not the same?
Wonder's still the best one.
That's what I'd
And
imagine.
then this one,
Okay.
and then the other one. Because
Okay.
that one's just like quotes.
I would imagine that the Precepts one would not be as interesting, except till maybe
entertaining.
when you want to read a good quote and have some good inspiration or something like that.
I remember one that's Dr. Seuss. It's like, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
Ooh, that's a great one. So Dr. Seuss said that?
And it's on my door.
Theodore Geisel. That's his real name. He was not actually a doctor, and his name wasn't Seuss.
Dr. Seuss then.
It's in quotes, right? But I think later in his career, he became an honorary doctor of like English. Like somebody gave him a degree.
Seriously?
Yeah, they do that sometimes. They give away college degrees to people who have clearly earned a level of skill. You know, he was a great writer, so they gave him this honorary literature doctorate. But he was not an actual doctor.
Yeah.
And his name wasn't Seuss. But he's still an amazing writer and apparently quote-worthy. So for me, what I read last week and absolutely loved was this new, I finally got around to Batman, was it 57? Which is basically one knockdown, drag out fight for like all the entire pages of this issue. It is a totally awesome sequence. And it plays out in, you know, inside the cabin and outside the cabin in the snow, and it's Batman versus the KG Beast character with his like claw arm, and he's got a gun and Batman doesn't, and they're just brawling. And it's all because KG Beast shot Nightwing.
Oh.
That was the big drama. And 2 issues back, KG Beast was sent to attack Nightwing. And now Bruce is sort of exacting some measure of revenge, but also trying to figure out what's really the purpose for all this. Why is this happening? Mm-hmm. Really just an amazing fight scene. So I know that sometimes Tom King gets a little bit dinged for having a lot of talk, but this is a great example of him being able to do action that really is exciting to read from page to page and basically do an entire issue of it. It was really, really good. All right, Charlie, what's your next book?
Let's see. It's called Little Archie. And it's where there are other books of Archie, but this one is when he was like a little kid.
Okay. Let's hold it up here. She's a big Archie fan. Charlie loves her good Archie stuff. So
Reggie,
this is Little Archie.
And Reggie's asking Jughead why he looks so sad. And he said, well, haven't you heard? Because Archie just lost his dog Spotty. And right here.
Oh, it's a dog story again.
It's
Charlie loves a good dog story.
That's why I thought Charlie would like it when I saw it.
And then they eventually find each other because Spotty's on TV because someone else found him.
Oh, so they're like letting the people know, the world can know that there's a dog and we found it.
No,
they know.
He's in a commercial.
He's in a commercial. So his dog ran away and then became like a commercial star.
His dog ran away, and then someone else found him. He was like,
It's like on America's Got Talent. He like juggled a frisbee on his nose or something.
yeah, and because he goes, the guy was doing
And
the
then
frisbee,
they were
and
like,
he caught it, and he gave it back, and then the guy did my hot dog. Yeah. And then I have another Archie one.
Okay.
Called Archie Jokes.
Okay. My local shop has a bunch of these for $1. And my girls just absolutely love them. I think they're doing a sale today. Nuclear Comics, if you're in Orange County, Nuclear Comics and Skate, they're doing a sale. I think they're doing 3 for $1 today. We may have to swing by if we have time.
This
We'll
one
see.
says,
Soccer.
who is it? Give me a clue. And Archie's covering her eyes, and he says, I'm the guy who kissed you last week. She says, was that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday?
Ha! That's a joke because she was just kissing a different guy every day.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's the guy who kissed you last week, and she doesn't know. That's
Ronnie.
such a Veronica moment. Gosh, Veronica. All right, Kate, you're number 2.
Number 2.
I just finished this one.
Okay.
It's,
That's Steve's book.
yeah. It's National
kick the table.
Geographic Rock Stars.
So I work with a really awesome guy named right there, Steve Bramucci, and Steve is a travel author. He travels a lot, and he's also a children's author. And he had a book signing. I posted some stuff on my Instagram about it. But this is his Nat Geo Kids book about exciting rock climbing adventures, and it's really kind of cool. And it's got some basically breakdowns of famous climbers and their adventures. So you read this one, and
Yes.
he signed it for you. Yeah. So what do you think of this one?
Well, I love rock climbing so much. It's so fun.
You like climbing anything? Trees, walls.
We even have a tree in our backyard, our peach tree, that my dad cut the branches off one branch so I could sit on it and swing down from it.
Yeah, but I think you're getting a little too tall for it now.
And it's broken.
I can
Yeah.
still go on it,
Partially,
though.
so.
You're just the right size. I think sister might be a little bit too tall for it.
Charlie's too heavy.
I actually went on it when I was making my project. We had to get into it.
It's dying, so the tree's not long for this world. We'll see how it had to go.
It's sad. But like this girl is only 15. There's a photo in here that's insane. She is climbing like a spider.
You're talking about the girl on the cover.
Yeah, she's climbing like a spider.
She's a 15-year-old free climber.
Yeah.
So this is her on the cover, this girl. She's probably 16, I think Mr. Steve said now.
Yeah.
She was 15 when he was writing about her a year ago. That's cool. So there's good articles, discussions of these people and their lives, and you can see like, how they got into it and what they're doing now. It's kind of a cool little read.
And then I don't know if any of you guys can guess because I haven't even introduced Dogman.
You got another Dogman book you're reading?
Another Dogman called
Dogman and Cat Kid.
Now, if you remember the other cover,
Yes.
this cat right here.
Okay. The one inside the one that he's holding hands with?
Is this one.
Oh.
And I personally like it because instead of the Dark Knight, he's the Bark Knight. So.
Because who's the Dark Knight, Charlie?
Batman.
And who does he run around with?
Cat Kid.
No.
Oh, Robin.
He runs with Robin, so now we've got his little
Kid.
partner.
And in it, it's really funny because, well, they're trying to shoot a movie about Dogman, but he's not that strong that they need to get a whole new people
Morning, JD. Good to see you, man.
to act for him. And so when they do the movie, he's always in it and he's always ruining it. So at
Gotcha.
one point, there's a girl dog and then Dogman saying, Dogman, I think I'm falling in. And then there's a big turkey on the table and he just grabs it and starts running off.
So we're sharing, JD, the books the girls have been reading, and my girls are really into Dogman, these Dogman stories. And I think they're probably, your kids, I think, are a little younger than mine. But Charlie's very interested in Archie. Kate's been talking about some Nat Geo Kids books that she's been reading, and some follow-up books to Wonder, which is a popular book and movie series. And it's my turn now.
Yes.
And I've been reading Cover by Brian Michael Bendis. This is issue 2, which I believe came out 2 weeks ago. I'm finally kind of catching up on that. For those that don't know, Brian Michael Bendis is a writer, and at one point he did some signing engagements at the CIA. The CIA is like spies for America, right? And he went to their offices and he did some speaking engagements and signed some things, and it got his brain working on what would it be like if spies asked comic book makers to help them with their jobs. So this comic he's making is all about comic book creators who get into the spy world. Yeah. It's kind of odd and funny and interesting.
Silly.
It's also drawn by, I think it's David Mack, and really kind of unusual style, lots of fun watercolor stuff. And there's even like a samurai story that he kind of bleeds through because the main character, the comic book that he's writing is about a samurai, and he's kind of, so it's like it's bleeding through the whole thing. And so I've been really enjoying it. So this is the second issue, and I don't read a lot of like what I would consider indie but non-superhero books. But I'm enjoying this one a lot. It's very interesting and definitely not like anything else I'm reading. Simon Comics is here. We were chatting this morning. Simon, that was one of the most enjoyable chats back and forths I've had. He's a huge Golden Age fan, and I listen to his channel because I'm really trying to broaden my understanding of comics. I feel like I've always had a very narrow view of comics, superhero stuff, silver to modern age kind of is my run. And I go to people like you and RB3 who does original art discussions, or White Whale Comics who does these great breakdowns of art style and how that informs understanding of a story, because I'm trying to really push myself out of my comfort zone. The community is so good about having so many avenues of interesting discussion. So if you haven't checked on Simon Comics, he does so many interesting things about Golden Age books, an area that I know almost nothing about. And I was telling him, like, I've had a real hard time getting into Golden Age because I know so few of the characters, and some of the stories can be very dated. It's just natural that stories are dated. I read books from the 70s. Every once in a while Charlie reads an Archie book and she's like, I don't get it. Like, what is this? I don't understand. It's very dated. So I have a hard time getting into Golden Age, except from an art standpoint. And I made that comment to him, something about, I will go and I'll see Golden Age books on display somewhere, and you stop like at a museum and you look and you say like, wow, that's an original Captain America or a early Human Torch when apparently he was like an android or something. You see these visuals. Those early, my comic book shop had some very early Batman books not too long ago, and I just wanted to like hold them and look at them. And of course they're iconic, but they don't have the same nostalgia for me. So I'm trying to broaden myself out. To do that, I would say check in on Simon Comics channel because it's really good. And it gets me understanding comics on a whole new layer that I just can't, I can't naturally achieve yet. I'm working on it. And dude, Simon Comics has so much knowledge. He drops knowledge constantly. And that's the best part of those videos is I feel like there's just an information, a download happening for me. So that's definitely worth it. I'm glad that you stepped in. It was nice to chat with you this morning. So that was my second one. I've got only one more.
You have one? You have two.
Well, it's part 1 and part 2.
Oh.
So I've got one left, you've got one left, and you've got one left. Look at that perfect timing. Go ahead, Charlie. You want to go first?
I have Powerpuff Girls, but this isn't like the one I last showed.
Yes, this is another
The
issue.
cover-
This is issue 3, Powerpuff Girls, The Bureau of Bad.
And it is actually, there are multiple bad guys in it.
Okay.
And one of the bad guys, remember Mojo Jojo.
Yes,
is
he's like
telling
always
his,
there, right?
He's like telling his story. He's the bad
Yes.
guy. And then the whole time he's telling his really sad story, all the Powerpuff Girls are just fighting all the people who he's talking to, and he doesn't notice.
Gotcha.
And then at the end, he's like, wait, what happened? And then they say, we happened. And they punch him, and they take him to jail.
So you like this one? This was a better one? Not because there was one Mojo Jojo one you didn't like because it was sad,
Yeah.
but this one's funny, so it's better. Which is, they should mostly be
Because they
funny.
meet, instead of Galactus, it's
Mhm.
called, well, his name's Galactus, but he's a cactus. The Galactus.
Galactus Cactus. That's funny.
And so
That's funny.
they run into him,
Mm-hmm.
and then because Mojo Jojo has a super tail, so he just hit them all the way into space, and they're really hungry, and he's like, I can go a long way without eating him, and one of the girls is saying, really, I can't, and she's eating a chocolate bar, and then when Buttercup says, you had a chocolate bar this whole time, I'm starving, and she's just munching on it. So I thought that was
So silly. Talking about, we'll save yours for last. Okay. Talking about comics that are a little bit dated. This is a pair of books that my local comic shop gave or recommended to me because I'm learning about the Brood and I'm educating myself. And I shared these a little last night in my live stream. But it's part 1 of 2, X-Men Brood Day of Wrath. And they're definitely it feels like late 90s, a comic book kind of heyday stuff with lots of ridiculous costumes and over-the-top kind of storytelling. I didn't dislike it, but it definitely is not something I have a lot of nostalgia for. I think it's a little bit overrated. I just really dig those characters, and anytime the Brood and the X-Men meet, I'm usually really, really enjoying those storylines and how they kind of come together. I got this Phoenix cover, Uncanny X-Men 157, and I really, really dig it. And then this was the item that I won through RB3's original art competition, which my wife's like, we are getting this framed. And not only that, she wants to get it framed where you can see all the blue line edging all the way around, the paint all the way to the edge. She's like, we really need to make sure that you can see all the detail because it is just gorgeous. So RB3, another shout out for you and his channel, all original art kind of stuff. So that's my last book that I've been reading. I'm way behind on my breeds. I've got big stacks to go through, and I've got a bunch of my Marvel Unlimited app. I've got to kind of catch up on a lot of books. Plus, I'm getting ready for next Wednesday. For those that weren't there with us live Wednesday, we do a White Whale Comics and myself do a weekly New Comic Book Day book club. JD is our co-host this next week. We're looking at an indie book called Hex Wives, issue number 1, whole new series for DC. Who knows where this will go, if it'll be even worth the time. It could be a complete disaster, but then that's the fun of it. We can chat about a disaster. Hopefully it's very entertaining and perfect for Halloween night. So check in with JD.
You're doing it on Halloween?
It'll be Wednesday is Halloween's on a Wednesday.
It's going to be busy.
So that should be around 8:30 Pacific time. We will be on White Whale Comics channel for that particular episode. And we're already looking ahead, trying to figure out how we can do something in November 7th, I think is the next one, and then the 14th. So we're trying to plan ahead and see how that goes. JD says, should be good writer. So I haven't even begun researching at all. So I don't even know the writer and what else they've done. This brings us to our last book. Kate, what are you reading?
Reading a book called The Danger Gang and the Isle of Feral Beasts, also by Steve Bramucci, the guy who wrote.
So this is my buddy, and this is his book. He does children's books, adventure stories, traveling the globe, and this is book 2 in a series. They're like they're chapter books for kids, elementary age kids. If you've got kids in that age range, that's what they're for.
And then he gave us each a doubloon.
They came with little pirate coins and
a Danger Gang patch.
And
because he came to the school.
in the book,
and
if you
signed.
actually look at these really close, there's a, let's see if I can find it. There's an S and a B for Steve Bramucci.
Oh, his name is in the swords? I didn't
No
even
one
notice
ever
that.
notices it. He told us.
That's funny. I never noticed that.
And he said we're lifetime members of the team.
So this is book 2. Book 1 is up there at the top, Pirates of Borneo,
Yeah.
The Danger Gang. You can get these on Amazon. They're very reasonable, but this one just got published, so it's only in hardcover. But they're really, really funny, and my daughters really enjoy it. So they were excited for book 2. You've read most of book 1. You heard me reading a lot of that.
I don't even remember what the first line is.
Charlie, I'll read it to
We'll
you.
have to reread it then. Okay, you want to read it by yourself. We'll give you your space, big girl.
Okay.
Darwin popped in. Good to see you, Darwin. We're just wrapping up our little Saturday morning coffee. I almost said coffee and comics, like Bueller does. My tea and Saturday morning comics. The girls have got a lot of good books they've been reading. A lot more books than comic books, but hey, my girls have diverse tastes, so they're reading a lot of different things. So it's wonderful to see that. I'm also showing off my win from RB3 because I just can't get enough of that. I'm also having an issue. If you watch this video later, the video I did last night, the unboxing, is not showing up in my videos, but it shows up in my playlists. So if you're looking for the huge unboxing and my mystery mail call unboxing from last night, for some reason, it's not populating on my main channel page if you look at all my videos, but it is in my hauls and hunting section, my playlist for hauls. So all the hauls that I've gotten recently, and I opened a lot of books last night, so I put it in that playlist, and it's right there, but it's not showing up in the video feed. So I'm sorry about that. Darwin digs the Spider-Man outfit. Shoot a web. And Kate's sporting the miraculous pajamas from the comic that she did for the first Saturday morning comics. I can't believe we're already 4 episodes in on these Saturday morning comics. We've done 4 of
I know,
these.
it feels like only 2.
Well, technically, I guess you guys did 2. I did 2
No,
without
we did
you.
only 1.
This is your second one.
Yeah.
Congrats. Thanks for stopping in, everybody. And I hope, leave a comment. Tell me what you're reading, what your Saturday, because Saturday's a great day for catching up on your books. I tend to read a few every Saturday, so hopefully you can let us know what you're catching up on. And then I'll see most of you on White Whale Comics channel on Wednesday night for New Comic Book Day Book Club. So when the kids are done trick-or-treating, hopefully we can all get together and talk about Hex Wives.
Daddy, remember? Great power becomes great responsibility.
Yes, with great power comes great responsibility. Big Will, have any of you read Hero Bear and the Kid? No, I've never read that. Have you heard of that, girls?
No.
That's one we got to get to. Simon Comics says, take care. Good to see you, Simon Comics. Darwin says, Hex Wives. Yes. So we'll be hopefully enjoying Hex Wives next Wednesday, or this coming Wednesday night, Halloween night. So see you all then. Big Will, it's good to see you. And I will look up Hero Bear and the Kid and check that out and maybe see if the girls will want it.
Bye.
Bye.